Hello everyone, I'm Greycloak, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 72 of Factorio with the Space Exploration mod, where we are working on a red circuit outpost, but as you can see we have run out of power, because I was stupid enough to just put some fuel in just over here and that just all ran out. So we need to do something about that, and I guess we should do that right away. We have our fuel production up here somewhere. And I believe, well, not fuel production, but at least uranium production. And I guess we should start by just making some manually. Some fuel. So for one of those we need 19 of these, unless I saw incorrectly, but nope. So one stack to 19 stacks. And then a bunch of iron. I guess we don't want to sit and produce all of this in hand, so we will set up a bootstrap production or something for that, I think. How much iron did we need? 10 for every stack, so 10 stacks basically. If it's 1-to-1 in the stack size, and it is, good. Well, we do need to produce some manually, because otherwise our bootstrap production won't have power. I have the strong box for whatever reason, let's use that. Because then we can bring a lot more. And an assembling machine. And provider chest. Since we're out of power, we can't really... Whoops. I don't think we can really restart it actually without putting in anything ourselves. I'll take that, thank you. Now this just starts everything up slowly, giving power to our inserters, and then everything else should start itself up. Good. And power is back on 9. Of course this won't last forever either. So either we put a train station up here, bringing iron and then producing all of this stuff locally. Also we should get Kovarex Enrichment going. That's probably more important. But yeah, we should look into that. But first let's finish that red circuit outpost that we are doing. I believe we were pretty close to done. So maybe it's just setting trains up or something. It is actually producing. We are not producing down here for whatever reason. Green circuits. Okay. One green belt should become one yellow belt here. So it is just making sure all of the machines are saturated. And then yes, we have made a few too many machines, but that's fine. And everything is starting to run. Good. So we should end up with a full green belt. And we are. Oh, full red belt. Full yellow belt of red circuits is what I'm trying to convey. We have trains, we haven't set them up. We have the input trains of course set up, that's fine. We have fuel coming in, good. It's just been a little bit since I recorded the last episode, so I'm just sanity checking everything. Do we have a station to send this to? What's this? Steel. So no. Also, we're out of steel, it seems, a lot of the time, but not really. We'll just leave that for now then. Hit the right buttons. Thank you. We did not have any logistic bots here. Now we do. Yeah, we just need to add another station here for red circuits. And then this is done for now, until we need red circuits somewhere else. In an outpost, I mean. Why is this belt not full? Do we just have machines that are filling up on red circuits or something? No. I mean, this belt is full. So that should produce a full red belt. Maybe it's still just filling up a little bit. I don't know. Unless we just don't have enough production, but then we should see this stuttering. And we don't, so... well, let's just give it time. And it doesn't really have to be 100% efficient build-wise. So I was talking about uranium fuel stuff, which has been disconnected. Did I do that? Also, I think I disconnected a bunch of stuff over here to just run on normal fuel for a bit. And that's might be why uranium has been disconnected. So yeah, this is still disconnected. Because we didn't want to shoot all of our cannons, but because that takes a lot of power. But if we reconnect this, everything should be good again. Here at least. Everything shoots us at once, I guess, and that's why power was flickering. And then we might have disconnected more, yes. Because the signals here has a problem with power fluctuations. So we were just putting everything in here. What is this doing here? I don't know. Don't we just need to put power right here-ish? And then everything is good? No. As long as power is good, this is fine. Did we disconnect anything else? I am not sure, except maybe for the uranium. Let's have a look if we can figure out what happened there. I think I might have just removed a power pole or something. Oh well, we're mining again. Maybe we didn't want to consume sulfuric acid here, since we had a bunch of uranium anyway. But I don't know. Okay, let's have a look at Kovarex enrichment. This stuff. We need a bunch of centrifuges. We don't need to produce one per second, but I just want the ratios, basically. We need to produce 3 of this per second, as that's something we are currently doing. We can't do too long periods of time because we're out of power. Uranium. Only 25 per minute, so 1 or 0.5 per second. Oh, it is kicking up though, so still building up its production over time, so let's leave it for a bit. Guess we should just cover the rest of this as well. Yeah, what am I doing? Belt doesn't go there. Power goes here. Oops. We have a bit up here that isn't being mined as well. Let's just get sure, or be sure that we have that as well. This should be fine. We have a little bit here. Is that okay? We're merging a little bit weird, but I think it's fine. Good. So we need 36 of these doing this, and we only have 16. Also, we would need a full red belt of uranium. And we're not going to get that. But it's fine. So, the step that is always taking a little bit more time is that these needs to get their own outputs back as inputs, and then only export the overflow. Are we being hit by meteors in space, or is it problems with power again? We did have a meteor hit here, and I think this is from earlier, when we didn't have power. And we're just shooting stuff that we didn't have space for. At least I hope so. Okay, focus on this stuff. Do we have centrifuges? No. Let's get that to begin with. We can also expand this a little bit. Centrifuge should be around here somewhere. But I'm blind as always. Here. Sure, give me a lot of those. We might need more belt, but let's just get going here. So, if we just consider, if we wanted 1 per second of the uranium-235, we mine 30 uranium ore per second. How many seconds would this last then? 1,000 seconds would be 30,000 ore. 3,000 seconds is 90,000, and then it's 30,000 seconds, which is about 10 hours. A little bit less. Am I going to just build all the production here and then worry about running out of uranium later? Or are we going to export the uranium from here and build a uranium outpost somewhere that can have uranium imported from other places? I think we'll just build here, unless it's impossible to do train stations. It is a little bit difficult. But we could have some train stations up here or something. Also, most of this could... No, we don't want to destroy it, we could relocate it though. Some stations up here going out there. That should be fine. We just have a little bit longer belts. So first I want to expand this stuff, but that means moving all of this, which is annoying. But not that annoying, other than the fact that we don't have enough space in one warehouse for all of it. Okay. Let's not tear those pipes down. So 36. And we have how many here? 16. 32. 36. And the output of that is very little, so it's no problem just having half belts, half yellow belts running it. Good. Also, we should consider modules here. But I think I just want it to be as speedy as possible. Okay, emerged belt. We are fine just building down, right? Yes. What is it we need the dark uranium stuff for? We don't need it for fuel. We do need it for uranium fuel cells, so we do need to save some of it. We can't Kovarex enrich all of it. So I guess we should split some here. Though we don't want the light green stuff on the new belt. Why I'm having such a difficult time with this, I don't know. Okay, let's just build a Kovarex enrichment setup first. Because I don't want to just stall here. So I usually have a belt going around both the inside and outside. Is that weird? Let's just design one side to begin with. Can we get both 235 and 238 on this belt? It should be fine, right? Having one side be either. If we output to the rear, then we can handle each type of output. If we just put light green on the inside and dark green on the outside, we should be fine. I usually end up having input in here as well, though. Why do I do that? Because we want it to feed itself with its own output as much as possible. At least for scaling it up. Because when you have very little to begin with, then you can't have all the machines running anyway. And we have enough just for a couple of machines to be running. Five machines, or thereabouts. So I think that's always a good idea. Now, the problem comes when we have enough uranium-235 that we want to export it. Because then what? Also, we would need to do the same for the inputs. Would it be easier to just run 2 belts everywhere? I'm sure it would. Something like that. I mean, optimistically, we should only actually have light green stuff coming out of here ever. So this is just a backup solution, I guess. Because they should again feed themselves with the output of uranium-238, and we should have less output than input of that. But then these might make that a little bit difficult. So it's good to have this as a part of it, though. Input priority left, input priority... Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That depends on how we want to do the export of this stuff. I mean, we could just do this. Output priority left. Keep a full build here, and then any extras go out here. A full build is a lot of stuff though, but again, it just needs some time. And input priority shouldn't really be a thing. If we have too much for a, well, 2 builds, then it is okay that it stops running. Right? I believe so. Good. And we would just loop this around and go over here eventually. Something like that. And yes, we need 60 machines, but again, we don't have enough to run that yet. So I think we're just going to cut this here. And this would just expand down when we need to. The input from here will need to be split up though into the 2 components and merged into these belts somehow. How wide is this compared? Just 1 tile more narrow. So if we just did this, we should always have enough space here, basically. Should we just merge these though? Sure. Build balancing and all that. Now, input priority for this needs to be from the right. Even though I say we don't output a lot of uranium-238 from here, we need that to run, for everything to run. And 2, 3, 5 can just go. If we had a tiny bit more space, it could just go into this. Actually, both of them could. We do that. Should have input going there. And this going there. We just need to make sure that this goes to the right on the inside. Or we just need to keep them separated. Where it goes isn't really that important. So something like that. That's not too bad, is it? And again, this is just output for the light green, 235. We could then have overflow of this coming out as well. Output priority right. But have some coming out, potentially. If this belt is blocked, for example. I'm sure there are some pitfalls for this, but it's a good enough start. Of course, we could just have done all this with robots, but doing everything with robots is a little bit boring sometimes. Oh, we need long-handed inserters, of course. Good. I think we're just going to speed up the input inserters here. Whoops, that's not input. Just to hopefully make it a little bit easier for them to feed themselves. Input priority right, I think. In case we get dark green stuff from here, we want that to be consumed first. And I guess we should empty these warehouses onto these belts. Or we could just use them for crafting stuff. Well, they do steal from each other, across from each other, of course, and that's bad. Does it mean that this will now work from this machine's output? It looks like it. Because it's going on the opposite side. Okay, so they just alternate which side is working, I guess. And that's fine. Okay. Now we need this for uranium fuel cells and rocket fuel, or nuclear fuel. And I think those are the main things. We could do uranium rounds and uranium cannon shells. And at some point the atomic bomb. But at that point we are probably somewhere else where we don't want to build it here. These should just all be sped up. Until they're saturated at least. Good. And... yeah, then what? One machine crafting this will craft more than we need ever, basically. But we probably need a couple of machines making this. Because it takes 90 seconds to do one. Holy Christ. And it's just for making faster trains. But that is also an important thing to do. I think we're just going to start with this. We're fine with normal rocket fuel for our trains here. It would mainly just be for space trains. That's also important. That is what we're working towards. So... are we ever going to scale this up horizontally? Or are we only going to scale this part up downwards? I think it's only this part. So we can build whatever we want over here, as long as we can get iron and rocket fuel in, and get the products out into, I think, stations up here. Could also just build the station down here and have the belts run. That wouldn't be too bad. Is that easier because we have pipes up here? I think it is. Do I want it though? Decisions. I'm just going to build some stuff and push the decisions ahead of me, I guess. So this way we will be producing this. And again, we don't really want a lot of machines producing this stuff. So uranium types and iron plate. Do we mix anything, or are we good? If we wanted to make 10 per second, we would need 19 uranium-238 per second. But we don't want to make 10 per second, we want to make maybe 1 per second. Actually, we scaled uranium-235 production to be 1 per second, which would mean 10 of these per second. Which is just stupid. Also, we need to consider that we also will need to import uranium at some point if we want to make this station last, or this outpost last. Full belt of uranium-238, a mixed belt of iron plate and uranium-235 maybe. That would be a red belt though. Maybe we just do 3 yellow belts. One of each resort, and then output on its own belt. Did we need this for anything else? Not really. We would for this stuff, but I don't care right now. So this is basically just going there. And this needs to be split. And iron comes in there. Okay. Now, if we wanted to do 10 fuel per second, we would need 10 machines making it. And that is a possibility for us to do, of course. Should we just set that up? It's not expensive to set it up. It's only expensive to run it consistently. This input priority doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Yes, it does, because this doesn't need to be running necessarily. As long as we can get rid of the output in here, and that is part of this. So it should be fine, I think. Good. Then we just need this to speed up, and we need iron in. Meanwhile, we can build rocket fuel. Or nuclear fuel, sorry. Just 2 things in, and it's very slow. We potentially want a lot of this though, at least a lot more than 1 per 90 seconds. More like 1 per second. Which would require 90 centrifuges, of course. And again, that would also require the 1 uranium per second, which we only make 1 of per second, so these would have to fight for it. But it's all good. We need very little rocket fuel as well, so we should share a belt. How much would we scale this though if we wanted 90 machines? I don't know. If we want to do more than 1 uranium-235 per second at some point, we can also horizontally scale this to the left. And somehow mix the outputs, I guess. We'll see. We have outputs of that. I will consider bringing in rocket fuel here, iron here, output fuel here. Fuel cells, I mean. And go bring some more belt, I guess. Have I turned off logistics? Yes. Okay. Iron. Rocket fuel. Nuclear rocket fuel. Of course, if we want to scale this horizontally, we can't just put everything here onto this one belt. Which is my bad. Which means this would all need to move down 1 tile. Since we need a belt coming this way with more uranium. More rocket fuel and output nuclear rocket fuel. Output priority right. This is okay to mix, I think. Though we should go left, honestly. We need power more than... That was input, my bad. We need power more than we need faster trains, basically. This is fine. Is that 10? Yes. And that's a good enough start, I think. How are these doing? Nowhere near happy yet. That's okay. Oh well. We need to power this, of course. And we need to figure out where we run these belts. Just out of curiosity, could we have 45 of these going down? This would be 30, not really. Without moving this stuff though, but we can move that if we want to. But we just need enough space for... Wait, it's only... No, wait, it was 90, right? 90 seconds, yes. So if we did 30, we would need 3 rows, and that's fine. We can go down here, or go up, or whatever we want. I think I'll just make a station from here, and have the stations here. Sure. Let's do it. Though that means the belts is going in a little bit of weird direction. Do I have the proper blueprint for this stuff? This is the one we're using, right? I believe so. Belts would be coming out of the bottom of this, which just makes it a little bit weird. We can actually fit this in with 1 station up here, but we need 2 input stations, 3 input stations actually, if we include uranium, and 2 output stations. But we can move the oil pipe. I think I prefer this. Sure, let's go up there. So this is fine, right? We have some space for belts still, I think. Do we just go a little bit further up? These need to move as well. But it would be easier if we knew where. So let's just pick a spot for this. Right here. What was this for? I don't know, but we don't really need the power to run this way either. We can just run power over here. For this part. Get in, robots. Come on. Oh, this is part of our blueprint, of course. We do need power to run to that, so this is fine. And then we need to move the pipe. And we're just going to move it in here, I think. And that just needs to connect here, right? It is full though. So we're probably not using a lot of rocket fuel, but that's fine. Do we have a station? blueprint, yes. We just actually make a little bit more storage of fuel here. Somewhere. I think we had some storage down here, didn't we? No. But we can. I just don't want us emptying or removing those pipes to waste fuel or oil, basically. I know it's a little bit stupid when we're full anyway, but we have had a lot of problems with oil. And we will again in the future. So I want this to be pushed ahead of me. Good. Now this station took its name from red circuits. It should be its own thing. So uranium processing, I guess, if I could spell uranium processing fuel. And then we need iron, rocket fuel, and potentially uranium. So iron, rocket fuel, uranium, and then we need outputs, which we might also have here. Have I mirrored this many times already? So I feel like I keep doing that, but I want the inputs here on the other side. So how about we just do this right now? Maybe keep both of them. So this we can mirror, right? Yes. And where does it go then? Line it up with this. At least if these are lined up, but they are. Good. So we have both of those. Good. And we want this here. Two outputs. And I didn't bring enough belts. Great. And that doesn't line up. We don't have enough rail either. Awesome. Rail and belt and probably other things. That seems like a little bit too little belt. Not enough belt. Rail is much better. Do we think we lack anything else? Maybe just yellow inserters. Though I don't really know what we use those for in relation to trains. Also, when we renamed this station, we should also add the fuel train to that station. So, fuel. Uranium processing. Empty ore time. And you can go right after this. That makes good sense. To me at least. Robo ports. Good. We don't have space for robopods in there, but I guess that's okay. Awesome. So this is uranium processing iron. And rocket fuel. I am naming the wrong thing here. That goes there, and this is uranium. And then this is nuclear fuel cell. Let's just make sure I get the names right. Uranium fuel cell and nuclear fuel. Okay. Good. And we need trains for that. Believe we have a blueprint. Yep. So for iron, for rocket fuel. We don't need uranium yet. And this will just wait. And I'm out of wagons. Great. You can go grab some iron though. Do we only have one iron outpost? I guess so. Go. Why are we only requesting 5 of those? I don't know. Maybe I just didn't want too much train stuff. 2 trains to 4 wagons is 10 to 20. Yes. Good. Fine to not have too many of those though. We have robots coming from far away here, that's so annoying. That's what I get for extending my network all the way over here, I guess. I need to fix that at some point. Okay, I'll just leave. This is basically done. Hopefully we have enough belts to run those. Fuel full. It's a little bit stupid that we produce rocket fuel right here, and then we send a train around to collect it over here, but I'm still going to do that. Aren't I? Because we might run out of oil here at some point and decide to move it. So yes, I am going to do that. Okay. So that's our input sorted, then we just need the outputs. And we only have 1 build of output anyway. We might need a full red belt of input, but that's fine. And we might need more, but that's for later. Iron and rocket fuel, we didn't need a lot, did we? Rocket fuel is at most 1 per second. Iron is at most 10 per second. So maybe we should just have 2 belts of iron going. I think I'll just cut this down then. Should really use robots for that. This is something we actually might need more of, so let's leave that. The uranium. We'll just run those 3 together. I guess I didn't consider having 4 belts of iron, or 2 belts of iron here. But if we just move that, we have space for 1 more belt. Iron is the first thing we have though, so we need to do some belt juggling. That's fine. We also need this on the other side. This isn't an output. Let's run some belts in first. Iron here, rocket fuel, potentially 4 belts of uranium, and then our outputs. And we want fuel cells to the right for some reason. How about we just change that? Fuel cells to the left, because that's where it would naturally come out. We have a train that ran out of fuel. Why? You are going to oil processing oil. Oops. That's not oil processing oil. This is oil processing oil. We never put any robots in here, so the trains aren't getting any fuel. We need to fix that. Let's try to focus. This is rocket fuel. That can come there. This is the 2 iron belts. And uranium would actually go in up here somewhere, so we don't need that here. And that's nuclear fuel. Again, this is rocket fuel, so we needed to just get that on the other side. And I'm not gonna bother running both of those belts, I don't think. Again, potentially 4 belts here. So we can run outputs up here. Good. But we're still waiting for Kovarex, so it's all good. So we have run into our first problem here, it seems, with the belts being filled. And that's what I was talking about earlier. The input priority here is fine when everything is running, but not fine when everything is backing up. But we need this to be prioritized over this and over this. So the order is just a little bit off. Is that something we can fix though easily? I'm just going to go and fix this train first, and then we'll end the episode and try and fix it in the next one, I guess. So first of all, we need some robots in this network. Then trains should get fueled. And then we need to find this train. You are on your way in. Do you have fuel? No. You have a bunch though. I'll take some of that too. Good. So that problem is solved. Let's just go back up to uranium then. I think I lost some robots along the way here though. Yeah. They are not good at, well, staying in the suit when there's stuff to repair and we are flying in the jetpack. So we have to keep an eye on that, I guess. Where are we going? Further to the right. Don't attack my stuff, please. So we need to look into this. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.